Welcome to No Longer Conformed. I'm Erik Garthe, and we are studying Walk Worthy of the Lord, a study of spiritual growth. In this session, we'll be looking at James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4, times of growth spurts. Sometimes the most significant spiritual growth happens in times of crisis and difficulty. Have you had to deal with a personal crisis in recent years or recent months? Maybe the death of a loved one or a health crisis. Was it divorce? Did you lose a job? Possibly you experienced financial loss. How did God carry you, and what did you learn from it? Our text in James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4 reads, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." The Apostle Paul echoes this same perspective on suffering himself in his letter to the Romans. Chapter 5, verses 3 through 5. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance, character, and character, hope. Now, hope does not disappoint because the love of God has been poured out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit who was given to us. Helen Keller said, "All the world is full of suffering. It's also full of overcoming it." Benjamin Franklin wrote, "Those things that hurt, instruct." Let me give you 4 ways God uses difficult times to bring about spiritual growth spurts. First, God refines us in character. Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 10, "Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." Adversity is the anvil where strength is forged. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 7 to 10. "And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." God refines us in character. Second, God trains us in righteousness. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11. "Now no chastening seems to be joyful for the present, but painful. Nevertheless, afterwards, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." Sometimes we feel as though God has no sooner gotten us on our feet when he turns around and allows us to get knocked down again. God may simply be strengthening you for your own protection in the future. But God trains us in righteousness. And then third, God prepares us for ministry. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 4. "Who comforts us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort those who are in any trouble with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God." We have experiences that are hard to handle, and our temptation is to tell God that he's ruining everything. At those times, we would find greater strength and peace if we would acknowledge God's plan and trust he's preparing us for his special purposes. So God prepares us for ministry, and then fourth, God teaches us the truth. Psalm 119, verse 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. Through difficult experiences, we're moved to see life differently. God teaches us truth. Martin Luther King said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. The question that I have for you to ask yourself after this session is, in what ways have you discovered God's presence in the difficult times of life, and how has he matured you during those times? You answer that, and you have a great day.